Hi, welcome in to Love Goddess Tarot. Today's pick a card love reading is going to focus on messages for you about what's coming next in love. And today we have 4 piles to choose from. I'm using the Earth Magic Oracle. I just felt called to it today. And on top you have your top card, and underneath you have 2 more that I've pulled for you. This is going to give you a general overview about what's coming next for in love or in your life in general, or some sort of message that may be helpful for you. So take the messages that resonate, take what works, leave the rest behind. These are general messages, so not everything will apply to you, but hopefully you were drawn to this and there's a reason why, and you're going to find out. So always trust yourself above anyone else or anything else. Let's get started. Group 1, you have the summer solstice, radiance. Group 2, you have lotus flower, unfoldment. Group 3, let me fix these, they're slippery. You have rain, purification. And group 4, mountain strength. Take a moment, pause the video if you need to. While you're doing that, while you're deciding, I just want to let you know about some of my offerings here. I am a full-time astrologer and tarot reader. I do offer several reports and readings. You can purchase a 3-card or a 6-card love reading, which will be video recorded like this, and you'll watch it on a private link. You can email me a question or a couple of questions or just your situation, and I can pull cards for you. It takes about a week depending on the volume of requests. Those links are below in the description box. I also offer something called an asteroid love report, and that looks at your love asteroids in your birth chart. So we take your birth chart, the time, date, place that you were born, look at the sky at that moment, see where your planets are, see where your asteroids are, and we focus on the love asteroids because they tell a lot about your love life, what's happening, what you're looking for, who you want to connect with, who your soul wants to connect with. So all of that's available. That link is below. I can do one for you where we just look at your asteroids, your requirements in love, who you'll marry, that kind of thing. And if you are dating someone, we can also look at theirs as well and compare them. See where you work and where you don't. Okay, so those links are below as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and please subscribe if you haven't. It's free, it's easy. Just hit the button right here and it really helps me and my channel. So let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4. Timestamps are below. I'll see you in a minute. Hi, number 1. Let's get started with your reading. You, of course, were drawn to this beautiful sun, this fiery orange and yellow and little bits of kind of like a deeper orange sun. And it says radiance, summer solstice. Okay, let's see what other cards we have for you from the Earth Magic about what's coming next in love. Ooh, we have the dawn, new beginnings. Beautiful. And fairies, earth magic. Okay. Now, the summer solstice happens around June 20th or 21st. It depends on the year. We're not on a completely perfect circle rotation here, so it changes slightly. There's a wobble. So this is the moment in our year when day and night are equal. So summer solstice is about radiance. It's about sunlight. It's about sunshine. What's interesting is you're following that with dawn, new beginning. So when the sun first comes up, we have the dawn after the dark. What I find so interesting is I feel like there's a message here for you about a new love, obviously with new beginnings coming through. That's all about new love. We could be looking at the second half of the year being an important time for you, sometime after the summer solstice. And also we're talking about fairies and earth magic. So I wanted to read to you the fairy message because this is kind of interesting. Whether you live in a small space or have an expansive land, make it a point to be especially attentive to your surrounding vegetation. Plant something, get your hands in the dirt. Do so with love and enthusiasm. Every flower, tree, or shrub you're tending to is a living being. So treat each like you would a dear friend. Ask the fairies to help you take care of these friends, and you will be awarded many times over. So for me, this can have two meanings. This could be literal. This can be talking about you, getting back into, being in nature, being outdoors, planting something, tending to something. But I think there's a bigger message here, which is that there is this new love energy coming in, and there's something about you are going to have an experience where you're learning how to nurture and care for someone else. Okay, so this is a new, fresh start for you. This is a new experience. There's something about this relationship which is going to activate this desire within you to care for, to help, to nurture. It also, for me, feels like the earth obviously is a big player here with the radiance of the sun, the new dawn beginning. And when you look at the dawn card, right, what do we see? We see all of this earth here, all of this ground, okay? So it's like there's something about earth energy. So earth signs are connected to Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We could be looking at someone who has those natal placements. We could also be looking at a new relationship. If you are a Cancer, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, this could be talking about you connecting and you nurturing. This also gives a feeling of something that is long-term. When we look at earth things, when we talk about planting seeds, when we're talking about this earth magic, this is something that's starting, and then it starts small and it grows into something more. So I do feel the energy of a long-lasting relationship coming through. So let's see what the tarot has to say about all of this. We'll get some details here if we can. What's coming next in love for you? Okay, 8 of Wands. Chariot. I love that. Love that for the new beginning energy. Something about you taking control, you taking the lead. Could be even a new beginning because of a move of some sort, either like a physical move, a new location, meeting someone when you're on the move, some sort of travel. 6 of Pentacles. Reversed. 9 of Cups. Ooh, okay. Well, a new beginning can only come after an ending. Interesting. Okay, so I feel like some of you are bouncing back from a difficult time, whether it was a disappointment in love, something that you thought was going to make you feel really great but ended up not making you feel great. It could have even been a job or connected to some work you were doing, but it feels like almost for some a loss of money, income. There could be a Libra here. You could be a Libra. We have the scale in her hand, but this is more about someone like feeling like they've taken advantage of you, hurt you, made you feel less than in some way. I think that's for some of you, not all of you. And what I see here is starting off with the 8 of Wands reversed is a little bit of frustration, a little bit of delay. Okay, so you could have you can't, you might right now have some sort of plan in your mind, something that you want to do. We have the Three of Wands as your final card. That shows that you are moving forward. You're making plans for the future. There's been a little bit of a delay, okay? And I think that the delay might have been around having money to do it. Like for some of you, there's something you wanted to do and maybe finances weren't lined up, okay, but you really wanted to and you were feeling frustrated. I think this is a message about that solstice time being mid-June or late June, June 20th, 21st, as a time when things start to shift for you. Okay, with whatever that represents. If you've been feeling frustrated, if you've been wanting to make some moves in your life, or planning a trip, or planning a move, some sort of creative project, something like that, it's probably going to start to take off around that time of the solstice. And that is the beginning of you releasing this past story. That's when the new beginning takes place. But there is some ending that has to happen. Okay, this is the close of a major cycle for you coming up. And the new love energy that's coming in, or the new beginning with love that follows that ending, is represented by this Three of Wands. And that's about expanding your world. So you could be moving, you could be taking a new job, you could be going on a trip. There's something coming up, I feel, around the third week of June, which is going to kind of signal that beginning and that ending for you. Okay, let's get some more details about what's ahead with that Three of Wands. I'm going to pull some oracles from my deck, the Goddess Oracle. Let's see what we have here. And the Chariot energy is also Cancer connected, so that would be in alignment with that Cancer time frame, which would be July, end of June into July. It feels like a time when things get moving for you. Advice. Ooh. So get some advice, whether it's a tarot reading, whether it's a trusted friend. There's something about the plans that you're making that you're going to need some sort of guidance, okay? And don't be afraid to ask for that. This could also be you were predicted to make this move and meet someone, and there you go. You were. This reading just did it. That's really funny. Life imitating art. What do we have here? Focus. Ooh, focus on your goal. Yeah. This is about you really, really focusing. Okay. And I also feel like this person is at a distance, right? It's almost like they're far off. You can see them, but they're a little bit far off. So I do feel like the person that you're going to be in this connection with could be at a bit of a distance. Ooh, winter. So between now and the end of the year, I think that you are going to connect with love. I think that there's something about it being very healing for you. I'm seeing a star in this card and that beautiful snowflake. And this could also indicate this person is in a colder environment than where you are right now. They live north of you. This could also be that their birthday is connected to winter time, which would be a Capricorn, Aquarius kind of energy. And I'm getting more about work too. Interesting. But yeah, there's something about tending to this connection. having to focus on it. Now, isn't it interesting that you had the Earth Magic Fairy message about taking care of and nurturing plants and things, and then you have this tree in the distance focus? So yeah, I think that there's something about somebody living at a distance, okay? Between now and the end of the year, I feel like this is when this travel moment happens or this connection is made possible. Ooh, I love it. And it's a new beginning. And look at your card, your final card. You know, sometimes there's so much to say. We could spend 2 hours on this reading, but just, you know, look at the sun. Wow. Okay, beautiful. Now, there could be a Leo here too. We do have the summer solstice, the sun energy, and the sun in your final card. So I just want to throw that out there. Okay, finally, let's see if there's any other messages, anything that we need to know that we don't have yet in terms of the astrology. Ooh, there's 5th house Leo. Oh my God. Wow. I'm glad I noticed and tuned into the sun and said that right before this. 5th house, Leo. Cancer, which I said is June, July, connected to the Chariot card, and we're getting all of it. That's also that summertime vibe, okay? And look at this, the North Node of Destiny. This is about going towards your North Node, going towards what you're meant to go towards. So I think you're really headed for something big. Okay, it's going to require you to really focus on your goals, and it may involve a move. There's an ending coming. I definitely think between now and the end of the year is going to be big for you with love. Okay. Wow, that's your reading for today. I hope you liked it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button before you leave. If you haven't yet, it's free, it's easy, it really helps my channel. If you want a private reading, if this really clicked, or if you just love my readings and want to get one that's personalized, you can get that. I do 3-card and 6-card readings, record them just like this, and you email me whatever your question is, okay? And you can watch it in about a week right here on a private link. So it's super easy. All those links are in the description box, and I'm now offering a love asteroid report where I take your birth chart and I look at your love asteroids, which really tell you so much about what you really need in terms of love, what you'll get in terms of love, who you'll connect with. And if you have someone specific you meet this summer and you want to look at their chart and your chart, I can do a partner report. Okay, so lots to offer, lots of fun. I'm excited for you. Please write your comments below. I'm sending you lots of love. Hi, number 2. Let's get started on your reading. You were drawn to the lotus flower, the message of unfoldment, which is so beautiful. Let's see what other messages came through for you today from the Earth Magic Oracle deck about love. You have lake, stillness, which this reminds me of like a impressionist painting almost, really beautiful. It also kind of reminds me of The Notebook. If you know, you know. But anyway, the movie The Notebook. And music, harmony. Beautiful. Well, this feels very nice. I don't know if you're picking up on it, but if you just kind of take a moment and sit with the cards, you have the lotus unfoldment, which is just, it's just like kind of nature working at its absolute best. We have the idea of this beautiful lotus flower, which is growing from the water. It's like dirt and earth and water. It's just, it's so beautiful. Stillness in the center is giving me just this very beautiful sort of calm, like I said, very romantic energy. I was feeling that scene in The Notebook with the swans. You know, you've got those, what are these called? something, oh, what are they? I'll think of it. It's the trees that have that, like almost have that moss hanging off of it. Very southern. If you're from the States, you know what I'm talking about. For everybody else, I'm just lost in the Notebook right now, but that's okay. If you've seen it and you love that movie and you're like jumping out of your seat right now and going, oh my gosh, that's my favorite movie, you know, that definitely is the feeling of something romantic, something that unfolds over time, okay? And there feels like there's some sort of pause, almost like that movie. I don't mean to get lost in the movie, but that's what's coming through to me. So I'm going to go with my intuition here. It feels like this unfolds naturally, but there is some sort of pause between when you meet this person and when you get together, which is that harmony, when you come together in harmony. But let's take a moment, and I'm going to read to you from the guidebook about harmony. I think this will be an interesting. Let's see. This is a time of considerable harmony for you, one where the various elements in your life are flowing together smoothly. Just as in musical harmony, it is the interface of these elements that merge into a cycle of symmetry and balance that evokes feelings of harmony. The challenge is to sustain this inner accord even when there is considerable discord outside of your own mind, body, heart. Note the sensations, emotions, and thoughts you experience when everything seems to be moving along well. Whenever you perceive chaos around you, know that it is a mirror of your inner turmoil. When you recognize this, take breaths to bring forth the memory of those moments when your life was a symphony. Oh, wow. Okay. So interesting. This is really feeling for me like you're going to need patience with this connection, and that there's something that might be going on in this, maybe the other person's life, that has to come to like an end before you two are together, or they have some sort of chaos in their life. And this is about you being able to handle those times when you're not together. Okay, but let's dig in a little bit. That's what my initial feeling is. It could even be a long distance relationship where there's times when you're apart and you just have to get through them and just trust the whole process. Okay, Two of Swords, interesting. So Two of Swords, well, I'll pull all the cards. But Two of Swords is about making a choice. It's about trusting your intuition, going from your heart, right? She has a blindfold on. Oh, look what's coming through. The Ace of Cups. The water is overflowing. You have water in the first two cards, and the lotus flower, and in the lake. And you have this beautiful love, new love energy coming in the form of the Ace of Cups. So that's emotional fulfillment. That's somebody who's open and ready. There has been some sort of transformation here, either for you or for them, with that butterfly. But look, oh, that is beautiful. That's the energy I was feeling. You know, that's like, if you want to have a beautiful card in a love reading, you get the Ace of Cups. It just feels peaceful. It feels tranquil. It feels like things are flowing, right? And that's harmony too. Harmony is when the music is just flowing. The Emperor. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so the Emperor. And look what's the bottom of the deck. The Hermit. Stillness. Interesting. So the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords, as I said, is that energy of choices. Twos are about partnerships. They're about choices. They're about decisions. Swords are about mental stuff, the way you're thinking, feeling, talking, right? The Two of Swords signifies some sort of decision, a time to step back, weigh your options. Because she's wearing a blindfold, it's like almost like you're confused, right? And this is where your intuition comes in. So you don't worry about what the head is thinking or what you're seeing. It's like, go with your intuition, take your time, but don't avoid decisions, right? So it feels like that's really strengthening that message of unfoldment, which is right, allowing things to happen, trusting the process, trusting your intuition. The stillness with the beautiful Ace of Cups is showing that this is flowing. This is a really beautiful connection between the two of you. What's interesting is I never expected him to show up, but the Emperor showed up. And the Emperor is somebody who is extremely masculine. This is connected to Aries energy, someone who's in charge of their life, someone who has, you know, a lot of power, generally speaking, you know, just somebody who is in charge of their own life, who has money, resources. A lot of times it's somebody who's really wise. You can see he has the little orb in his hand, which is like the world. I am the ruler of my own world. This person has a long beard, so they could have a lot of wisdom, experience. This is someone who's in full control of their emotions. They have balance and security at the same time, so that can be that harmony. I also am feeling like there's something about the two of you balancing one another. So maybe these aren't characteristics or personality traits that you have, but I feel like this person coming in has them. They don't have to be an Aries. That's just what this card is associated with, okay? We also have Virgo energy coming through with the Hermit. Now, the Hermit has all the wisdom, all the knowledge right there with the star in that lantern. And this is someone who has taken a step back. Okay, there's something about that pause and that stillness of the lake message, and it's about trusting your intuition again. And I also, like I said, there's something about having a sort of break between you, or maybe some distance. That's what it feels like, a break or some distance. A reason why there's some cause or something where you're going to have to trust the process. You're going to have to trust your feelings on this one. And maybe that's not always how you operate, right? So this is going to be a lesson for you in patience, I think. But it feels really nice. You know, you've got the Ace of Cups. Let's see what else we can get about this connection. Ooh. What? Oh, look what card! Harmony! Oh my God, choices! Sorry, I don't mean to shout, but that's pretty amazing, okay? You got harmony. Hello, thank you. There we go. And choices. I mean, you've got a choice coming up. And trust your intuition on this one. Maybe you're going to meet two people. Maybe this person's at a distance and you have to wait, but you really feel like they're worth waiting for, or they're at a distance and you have to go back and forth so you don't see them all the time, and maybe there's someone else who's really close and there all the time, but it's like, you know what? No, I'm going to allow this other connection to unfold. Ooh, can you believe that? Hey, listen, we could also say maybe this person's a musician or you're a musician. I mean, you did get music twice. Wow. How beautiful is that? Oh, thank you, thank you. And look at the bottom of the deck, okay? So yes, you have some beautiful connection coming through, okay? Harmony, together, right? What is the message of harmony but together? Oh. Now, let's see if there's any other final messages, information, anything that you need from the planets. Capricorn, Gemini, third house, Neptune. Okay, so Neptune is that possible confusion, right? Having to make a choice. but it's also about trusting your intuition. Neptune also rules Pisces. We have unfoldment, which is very Pisces. We have the stillness of the lake, which is water, and we have the Ace of Cups, which is water. All of those connect with those messages of romance, which I felt, and trusting, okay? The third house with Gemini is a lot about communication, okay? So the other person, if there are two people coming in, we could have an earth sign like a Capricorn and a Gemini, okay? Wow. That is your reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please write all your comments below, like, comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. It's free, it's easy, and it really helps me. If you love this reading, or if you just like my readings in general, or if you have a love question and you want it answered, you can get a private reading from me, 3-card or 6-card. I record it just like this one, and I post it on YouTube here on a private link. So you watch it right here, only you see it. You can email me any of your questions, your situation, all the details, so you can make it really, really personalized, okay? So those links are below in the description box, and I'm also now offering something really fun for the month of June. It's called a Love Asteroid Report, where I take a look at the asteroids in your birth chart that rule love, and I tell you a lot about yourself, what you're looking for, what you need, what your soul wants when it comes to love. So asteroids like Eris and Psyche and Aphrodite. So really, really exciting. If you have someone that you've met and you know their birth date, time, and place, you can also have a partner reading done. So we can compare the two and look at how you connect and ways that you might not. Okay, so all that's below. I am sending you lots of love, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi, number 3. Let's get started. You were drawn to rain, purification, and your other oracle messages from Earth Magic Oracle are fog, veiled, and dragonfly. Emergence. Oh, how beautiful. Well, this feels very, even though it's foggy, it feels very clear to me that there's an energy of going through some sort of difficult time, some sort of purification, cleansing, if you will. It doesn't have to be negative, but it just feels like, you know, you're making some sort of conscious effort, or have made a conscious effort to remove something from your life, whether it's a bad habit, whether it's a relationship, you know, thoughts, you know, negativity. It just feels like there's this energy of, you know, cleansing and clearing. Rain is such a beautiful thing. The idea of water clearing your skin, you know, think about taking a bath or taking a shower. It's just like, it's just cleansing. It's just an energy of you clearing something out, right? So it's just this energy of you clearing your mind, body, and soul, right? And that seems to be something that you're either in the process of doing or you've done in the recent past, okay? Because you're moving towards something really powerful. You're coming out of this fog into a place of strength, of transformance, you know, like it just feels really powerful. I also feel like there's something about you expressing yourself in a relationship or showing someone who you really are for the first time. This is such a power card for me. I'm going to read to you from the Oracle deck just because I think it might be helpful. Let's see. In this card, we see a nature goddess like the dragonfly emerging from the water, her hair braided with vines dotted with flowers. She is surrounded by dragonflies and is one with the vibrant plant life thriving in the pond. The goddess emerges from her gestation in the water transformed. How about that, with purification and then veiled right after it, with a renewed sense of power and purpose. You are in an intense process of emergence into the next cycle of your life. Unlike more gradual shifts in awareness you have experienced, this one is happening quite rapidly and came on unexpectedly without any pauses for contemplation or indecision. You may even think you're unprepared for such dramatic changes in your life, yet you are prepared and can put to use the experiences and wisdoms you have accumulated up to now. This period of emergence is one of broadened consciousness and heightened perceptual capacities, and since it is inevitable, it is best to surrender to the flow, allow yourself to gracefully move into the next cycle of your life. So this, in terms of love, feels like, again, there's may have been some sort of experience where you felt the need to sort of like clear out your life or clear out a relationship energy or something, but it's happening fast. Okay. And just like fog, if you look at this picture, you know, when the sun comes out, it breaks the fog through the fog like that. You know, you go for a day when it's foggy to not really seeing things clearly and, you know, things being hard to make out, to it cutting through. So this, I feel like, is you in the next couple of months really kind of stepping out, back out maybe into relationship world, whatever that means for you. Whether it's meeting someone, really making a quick contact, that could be it. There's a message of focus here because there are so many dragonflies, and so there's more than one. So for me, this feels like you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this feels like there are choices, okay? I feel like you're going to connect with someone who really sees the true you, and I feel like it's been a while since you've been able to do that, okay? But you do have to focus, and I feel like it's going to be fast, and you're going to go from maybe not dating at all to having a lot of choices, or, you know, being out there. And I think it's exciting. I think it's really exciting. Let's see what comes through in the tarot for you. Oh, wow. Beautiful. 9 of Pentacles. I love it. Judgment. Wow. Ten of Pentacles. Wow. Nine of Swords reversed. 4 of Cups reversed. Okay. I love that 9 of Pentacles. It just feels that's a real card of empowerment too. You know, just financially feeling like you're in control, you're working hard, you're being rewarded for all your hard work. This is about enjoying it. This is about enjoying that. You know, you deserve it. You deserve love. You deserve to pamper yourself. You've worked hard. Things are paying off. That's what this shows. This can also just, on a side light, predict, like, you know, some sort of money coming through, like a bonus, recognition, something at work. So it's kind of just an extra little bonus. I know this is a love reading, but okay. So with judgment, judgment is a time when you really come to grips with your life or some situation in your life that maybe you accept and you move on. Maybe you forgive yourself. Maybe you're forgiving someone else, but it's all about letting go of the past, right? This is about a rebirth. We have the beautiful flower coming out of the horn of the angel. And so this is really showing that something new, a rebirth is coming, right? That's part of that message of emergence. There's something about you letting go of a lot of worries too with that Nine of Swords. You have Nine of Pentacles upright and Nine of Swords. Nines are all about things being really close, okay? So I feel like whatever you've been worrying about, or whatever project you've been working on, or whatever, you know, kind of even just like spiritual work you've been doing on yourself, I feel like that's all, the sun is coming out and it's just clearing away really quickly a lot of confusion, okay? Because you also have that Ten of Pentacles. So you have a lot of financial stability and security coming up. And I think that you've worked really hard to get there. And this is just a message of support for all of that hard work that you've done. And now it's like you can celebrate, you can have fun, you've worked really hard. You can release and forgive anyone that you feel has kind of hurt you in the past, or release yourself. You've done the work. It's like, this is a real celebration reading. With the 10 upright, this is the security. This is, this can be like also meeting someone who has a lot of material wealth, someone who has a lot of security in themselves, or, you know, this can also be like your ancestors helping you in some way. Maybe you have a grandparent on the other side, somebody who you know, connect with, pray to. This is really showing that you are coming from a strong place in the future in relationships. And I feel like you have waited, right, for the right opportunity. That Four of Cups is like, you don't settle, right? And with the Four of Cups reversed, it's like, I'm not settling, I'm waiting. I am not somebody who's going to put my effort into just anyone. And I feel like that's paying off. That's what it feels like. It feels like you've waited. You're going to have lots of options. You have all those dragonflies. And this is focusing on one person too, the Four of Cups reversed. So it's like, you know what you want. You can make a commitment. You are letting go of the past. I feel like someone's coming in who's going to really offer you a lot of security and a lot of the things that you find really attractive, okay? And you're coming from a place of strength. This is a great reading. I love it. Okay. Let's get some more, if we can, from the Oracle about this. Love energy. Ooh, look at this baggage. This is what the purification is, okay? Letting go of that baggage. You have the message of surprise. I love that. The surprise is a pearl, and a pearl is obviously a surprise inside an oyster. And it's like something beautiful you're not expecting. That's also interesting with the message of veiled, because it's like hidden behind something you're not seeing. Ooh. Huh. Let's pull another one. My intuition is saying to me that this is someone in your environment, close by. Ooh, commitment is coming. Yes, we have engagement or marriage and sweet. So yes, you have a committed relationship coming with someone, something that feels sweet. It feels almost innocent. It's coming as a surprise to you, meaning I feel like this person could be someone in your environment that you're not aware of. Okay, so it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that the guy down the street was so cute. And then finally I was out for a walk and I met him and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's been next door all this time. You know, it's like one of those situations. Let's roll the Aster dice and see if there's any other info about this connection. Okay, yeah, we have Aries. We have second house, money, finances, earned income, which is what was coming through a lot for you. That's also Taurus energy. We have Sagittarius. We have 2 fire signs coming through, which is kind of interesting because we didn't have any fire in your reading. So maybe you're a fire sign, or there could be a fire sign coming through. And we have Mercury. Mercury's your local environment, which is what I was feeling. So this can be your neighborhood, places that you go to every day, connection to your siblings, cousins, neighbors, that kind of thing. I did get the neighbor vibe. So for some of you, I think that might be the case. Oh, exciting. Well, I'm so happy for you because it really feels like you're coming out of some sort of confusion. You're definitely going to be letting go of worry that you had. Some sort of stress or worry that's on your mind that's keeping you up. It can also just be that you haven't been sleeping well. That's coming to an end. Okay? Because you're going to be able to sleep well. You're clearing your mind, body, and soul. Something you've been worrying about, you're going to figure out that you're going from the fog to the 9 of Swords reversed. Okay, that's your reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit subscribe before you leave. If you haven't, it's free. Write your comments below, like this video. If you want a private reading, I do 3-card and 6-card. Record it just like this. You can ask me any love question you'd like. Email me the question. Go ahead and book your reading, and it'll take about a week. I'll answer your questions for you, okay? And I also offer something called a Love Asteroid report this month only, where I take your birth chart, your birth date, time, and place. I look at your astrology. I find out what love asteroids you have in your chart and tell you how they impact your love life. You know, what your soul needs, what you're looking for. I look at asteroids including Aphrodite, Eros, Psyche. So it's really, really interesting. It talks about soulmates and things like that. If you have someone that you're dating or in a relationship with and you want me to compare them and look at your love asteroids and how you work together and possible ways that you might not, you can give me their details and you'll get both charts compared, okay? So that link is below as well. I am sending you so much love. Have a good one. Hi, number 4. Let's get started with your reading. You were drawn to the mountain message of strength today. And we're going to look at your other messages from the Earth Magic Oracle deck about what's coming next in love. You have clouds, shape-shifting, and spring equinox rebirth. Wow, beautiful. There's a lot today, a lot of messages about rebirth and change, which is wonderful. You were drawn to the mountain message of strength, and obviously, you know, it's just like that enduring something within you, around you, people, family members you can count on, mom, you know, that strength, your mountain, that person that's always there for you. This is also about overcoming things. So there might be something in your life connected to a relationship in the past, or love, or you just in general, your body, physically, something that you've overcome recently, in the recent past, or that you're working on right now. But this is about overcoming obstacles and hanging in there, right? Because with the cloud message next door, things are changing, okay? And it feels like you are changing, and that you are really working towards an energy of rebirth. So you're coming through a difficult time and coming out stronger. Okay, and we also have in the spring equinox that beautiful little rabbit, which is a connection to fertility and growth, as well as there's a butterfly there in her hair, which is all about transformation too. A lot like that cloud shape-shifting message. So it feels like there's a connection here for you between overcoming something, going through something tough, coming out the other side changed, and happy, right? And stronger. So let me read to you from the spring equinox message here, because I think that that will be helpful. The spring equinox, by the way, happens March 20th or 21st here in the northern hemisphere, and September 20th or 21st in the southern. Okay, so if those times have a connection for you, that might be part of it too. You thought this passage you have been through would never end. Just as certain that the light of the world fades every few months, it makes it return and the earth rejoices. The fresh breath of spring sweeps away the cobwebs acquired from the absence of light. The light is now obviously increasing as nature begins to emerge in all her many forms, shapes, and colors that remind us of the continual cycles of Earth Mother. This cycle of rebirth you are experiencing follows a considerably challenging time. Wow, okay. With the Strength card. Any tears you have shed have cleared the way for what's been gestating. That which is no longer serves you needs to be put to rest, and a fresh new spirit can make itself known. Sometimes birth can be painful, particularly in that passage just before delivery. Yet what emerges can be fresh and beautiful. Be with the emergence of this next cycle with faith and grace. Wow, how beautiful, just to think about that, because anyone that's been through labor knows it's very painful at the end, but then you get this beautiful baby. So it's absolutely worth every moment of it. So you may have gone through something similar in some way. And this is a message of encouragement that what's waiting for you on the other side of all of this is beautiful. So I think that's what your message is about what's coming next in love. In general, things are moving to a much happier place, okay? But let's see what details can come through. Pull some tarot cards. Queen of Pentacles reversed on that Mountain Strength card. Interesting, because that is an earth energy. Pentacles are earth energy, and the mountain is that earth. So, and look what she has. A rabbit. So you're going from a queen reversed to that queen upright. Interesting. Okay, it was really that one, but these kind of flip, so I'm going to put them back. The Fool reversed. If they're meant to come out, we'll see them again, right? That's how I do cards and readings. Sometimes, you know, they are meant to come out, sometimes they're not, and that felt like not. So let's see. Nine of Wands, interesting, so close. Close to that big shift and change. Nines are right before the transition of a 10, okay, which is the end of an old cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. So you definitely feel like you're right at that stage in between. Oh, yay! I told you what comes at the end is really great. 10 of Cups. Oh, beautiful. Okay. I feel like your journey is an unconventional one. I'm just going to say that. Okay. So, as I pointed out, we have the Queen of Pentacles. She's normally very comforting and nurturing and solid. And with the bunny there, she's someone who's, you know, taking care of others. You have the bunny here. This is reverse. So it's like not having that strength, or not having those resources, and not having that feeling of being able to nurture others, or maybe even not taking care of yourself, okay? Or some sort of illness, or some sort of situation where you've really struggled, okay? So that's definitely echoing that. With the Fool here, the Fool is always about the new beginning. This would be the rebirth card. This would come after the 10 of Cups, right? Because 10s are about the new cycle. 9s are you're really close. The Fool is the fresh start, 0. This is about new beginnings, and anything's possible. So when it's reversed, this can be that you're shifting, you're changing. Like, see how he's juggling? I almost feel like it's like you're changing so much. You've gone through such a big change that it's like you have to kind of figure out how to stand up, how to juggle and stand up at the same time. You may have felt like someone made a fool of you. You may have felt like you're afraid to take a risk. Or you may have been a risk taker in the past and it didn't pay off. So you're going through a shift and change within yourself and in your ability to be, to take chances, to take leaps of faith. This 9 of Wands is saying, I've been through the ringer. I'm exhausted. I'm barely hanging on. A lot of times the 9 of Wands in the traditional deck will have a bandage on their head, which can indicate that, you know, you get headaches, or you have stress and just like a lot of pressure. And it's connected to the sign Aries. But this most of all is really talking about a long, challenging period of your life. And it hasn't been an easy road in relationships. This is about protecting your boundaries, right? But not being so defensive that you push people away. So this is about you finding that balance and then being reborn. So I think that there's a real message here of hang in there. Look what's coming. 10 of Cups. This is a love relationship. This is happily ever after. This is emotional fulfillment. I mean, I can't imagine, like, if I was going to pick one of the best cards in the deck for a love relationship, it would be this one. This is stability and security too. And I feel like you haven't had that. So hang in there. You have love coming, okay? And it's going to be worth it. What a beautiful message. So this is about you finding someone to partner with who you can have a family with if you were interested. You do have a couple of references to bunnies, and sometimes that's about fertility. This can just be someone who's very emotionally available. There's an abundance of love here, an abundance. Oh, beautiful. Let's see what else we have for you about love. Group chat. Group chat indicates a friend connection. It also indicates a lot of like activity, a lot of people, just like numbers. And the 10 of Cups can be like a big family. Having a lot of things to do, a lot of people involved in your connection or a family connection. Libra, ooh, Libra. Libra's all about love and romance, and it is the sign of marriage. Ooh, natural, yay. Look how beautiful. It's just going to feel so natural. I mean, look at these two cards. Look how they're embracing. So you've got confirmation there. How beautiful. Yeah, and it just flows. Cups are about flowing emotions. So that's what you're moving towards. Okay? Now let's see if there's any final messages from the planets. Haha, Libra. Wow. We got the Sun, we got Libra, 6th house, Virgo. So some of you may have been overcoming health issues, and this is really an encouragement to follow that path, because you have the Sun, which is about vitality. You had that reversal of the Queen with strength showing struggling. So this is about overcoming that. You have Libra twice. So this is a message either about Libras, for Libras, or about marriage and partnership. You have 2 cards here, both of your last cards in the Goddess Oracle and in the Tarot have a couple, and Libras are about partnering. Okay, so I see a partnership coming in here that could lead to marriage, definitely. This is a committed partnership. And you have 2 health messages. The 6th house is the health, work, daily routines, and Virgo. Virgo's about health as well, okay? Virgo is an earth energy, so it could be connected to the mountain. So some of you may be Virgos too. Those are your messages. I'm so happy for you. Hang in there. If you haven't been feeling well, I'm sending you lots of love and best wishes for healing, okay? That's your reading. Hit subscribe before you leave if you haven't yet. It's free. Like this video, write your comments below. All those things are free. They really help me and my channel. If you'd like a private reading, if this really resonated, or if you have another question, a love question you want answered specifically for you, you can go ahead and book a reading. There's a link in the description box. I do a 3-card or 6-card, record it just like this, post it on a private link right here so you watch it right here on YouTube. Takes about a week. Email me whatever your situation is. We'll talk about it. I'll pull cards. And I am also, for this month only, offering a Love Asteroid report where I will look at your birthday time and place, tell you what love asteroids are in your birth chart and how that affects you, your love life, what you're looking for, soulmate connections, all that. And if you have someone specific that you want me to do a partner chart for you, you have to have their birthday time and place. And you can do either the single or the partner. Both of those links are below. Okay, email me with any questions. Sending you lots of love. Hang in there.